So it takes, well, I've got 7 3D printers upstairs.
Jesus.
2 I really only put, they're only really big enough for the mold. For this size, it gets them done quicker, you know. This and how it comes down. So this is your kick gap, and an inch is like 2 fingers, and that's like the rule of thumb. It always stays at 1 inch. Anything else would be just not right, you know. I mean, it'd be like a fucking cruiser board or something along those lines. But I'd stick to your typical popsicles. Now he's got some templates in here. Street decks and surf skates, dancers, old school. So these are already stuff that he's entered, and I always know like whatever this looks like is going to be a little pointier than it really in real life than what it looks like here on the screen. So here's the, wait till you see the force that he puts on a 3D printed mold. And all I do is use what's considered a spar press that I made myself. He does the work for you where you can build in an offset, and the offset can be because they're not equally, they're not mirrored, like it doesn't fit perfectly. You got to account for the material, which is the veneer that's going in.
Right.
So I set my offset to accommodate three boards. All right, so I've got this aligned where it's up here is what I consider all my, it is all the face sheets, not what I consider, this is all the face sheets. Your face sheet, as you can see, that's what like it would look like, but the factory actually sands it for me, so I don't have to do a ton of work, because sanding that down is what it would be a hell of a lot of work. I usually do, I've been doing the natural tops. These are crossband sheets.
And you want to, typically don't you want to mix your grain? You want to do like some sideways, some long ways?
Correct. That's what, I mean, if you did all the same.
Yeah, it would break, like, yeah.
Exactly. So, face sheet, which is a die sheet, bottom. So, that's my other face sheet set over there. And then, these are long grain sheets. One there, and a cross grain sheet. You can see the difference.
Yeah.
See the grain running that way,
Yeah.
and the grain's running this way. Face sheet, long grain, cross grain, long grain. You know, these things are not like perfectly square either, so I usually run them over here on my bandsaw.
Look out, Jewel.
So when you're putting 3 in a mold, so your bottom board is going to have a little more concave, the middle one's going to be in the center, and the top one's going to be kind of mild, you know.
Right.
So
He's saving the good stuff for himself.
well, I mean, I like the more concave. Not everybody likes that, so that's what I like.
I would offer to help, but you made it this far that
Yeah,
by yourself.
Shit all over there like this. No. This is my little hopper. This thing is fucking next level. Like a paint roller.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, this thing is fucking saves so much time. I'm trying to get, you know, just a clean like a
nice even coat.
a textured look, because it's gonna like kind of grip. And I kind of got to work fast. I mean, this glue's got a pretty good working time. I think it's like an hour.
Before it starts setting.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking like, okay, you gotta factor in like everything, like you know, the screen printing,
He's a professional. Dude.
I didn't, but
Did you get on film?
I got the aftermath.
Yeah, it's all it takes.
Those boards are gonna be extra strong.
These boards aren't breaking, that's for sure. All that extra glue.
They stay together with one board.
He's like, this wasn't supposed to happen. I'm embarrassed.
No!
So I'm super embarrassed.
He's not even making these boards, he's getting them shifted.
Yeah, right. You know, just by figuring it out myself, I feel like it's more rewarding.
Right.
So I've got it marked. This is my nose side, and I'll mark the boards when I pull them out. So these are shapes. This one I actually cut out by hand. So this is a 14-inch wheelbase, and it's I happily named this the Gary shape. Take my template that I made. I'll lay it on here, and this here is a 14-inch wheelbase. What I really wasn't when it cuts holes on a laser, it doesn't do that great of a job. Well, actually, since I've got that flat template I made, I don't really need it, but you line up all the triangles with your line like that, and then your center. And. Yeah, so as you can see, I've got quite a few. I need to make even more than that. So I've got literally a ton of 8.5s. I got everything written on here. So it's really easy. So the idea is I want to be able to reproduce the same exact skateboard every damn time. This is just a demonstration. This is the way I started, was just to draw it out, cut it out, and then I've got a little sander down there, and then you cut outside the line, because you want it bigger, then you sand it down to the line.
Yeah, right.
It was a lot more labor intensive. It was taking a hell of a lot longer than necessary. It needed to. This router, I mean, it doesn't like to take off that much material, so what I'll do is I'll trim this all down on the bandsaw. This is. Now I do not want to cut the template.
Right.
So it looks like shit right now, right?
Nah, dude, it's ready to rock. Put some grip in that bitch, it's ready to go.
You see, I got a little cow I 3D printed. That's 3D printed. I always unplug everything for Dick Face in case he chews up a cord. This is one of the older molds I had, like really, I needed to adjust that bit down. As you can see, with this, it's kind of up at an angle. You know, it's not straight. So I got that little sander over here, and I'll sand that down to it's kind of straight. And there's an art to this. Literally, this tool is sleek. This is called an inflatable grain sander. Usually start down here. You know, focus on the bits a little, and then I'm walking it over slowly. Brown now. This thing does a fucking phenomenal job. When I was first starting out, it was all fucking done by hand. So no air. Same thing, I'm just rolling the edge, you know. It's really hard to do. The first few boards I did on this thing were like, what? Now we kind of got it roughed out a little. You know, it's still kind of square a little bit. This guy here is going to be kind of loud. Here, feel that? Still not quite there, right?
Yeah,
not like a normal skateboard should. Obviously, it's getting there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. Big difference
yeah.
just when
Yeah.
that time.
And then after this, I'll hand sand it. See how smooth it was getting? Feel that nose.
Oh yeah.
This board here is the hardest damn thing to get. Right there.
Right.
Because the router doesn't get it, doesn't even touch it. And then here. So what I try to do is but you gotta be kind of gentle because you want to keep this edge kind of flat because you want your grip tape to be there. You don't want your grip tape to kind of just peel right off. So you kind of gotta.
Dude, bring some beers back, man.
Yeah. Detrimental to the move. So I use alcohol. Evaporates quick. So when you go to clear coat this, if I went to go clear coat this now and get it ready, it would cause a lot more work. What happens is the wood fibers will stand up as they get wet. It'll just like pull them up. I try to take the extra step, and I'll take this little bit of alcohol. I mean, you can feel it now, Mason, that it's pretty fucking smooth right now.
Oh yeah.
So when I rub this alcohol over it, what'll happen is it'll raise up the grain. The good thing about using alcohol is, see, it's already dry and it's fast, you know, and it's not hurting the wood or anything, you know, it's not saturating the wood. It'll raise the grain up, and then I'll go back over it with 600 again, and I'll take it over my laser, and then laser it. You can feel now. I mean, that thing was like glass. Now
Oh, yeah.
it's just like. Chinese Ortor Laser Master 1. But it does a pretty fucking good job, man. So yeah, this guy's an 8.5. Saying, hey, you're straight.
That's dead center.
It's close. It's not perfect. And I sit here and fuck with this all day long. Woo.
Just moving a little
You know,
bit
I mean,
at a time.
because it can fucking make it look fucking terrible. You see that though? Boom, 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 center. I'm trying to be center within the hole here, center, you know, and so on and so on. Everything that's in white is gonna get lasered. So I just hit start and let the motherfucker get it.
like fucking Wayne's World. He's like, grabs that torque wrench and he's just like, oops, somebody put that there.
Really a good little press. I've had to modify it a little bit here and there, like make these little kickstands. So those are just wood skateboard cutoffs,
Oh, cool.
and it's like a little kickstand. So all this here, you know, is adjustable wheelbase. You know, so like if I've got a 14 or 15, whatever, you know, I can.
Where'd you get this thing from?
It's online, a company called Nevertheless Screen Printing,
Huh.
and
Specifically made
okay.
for skateboarding, though.
yeah, it's specifically made for skateboarding. It's
Wow.
only like $300. Why not? It's no fucking brainer. So I've got an alignment notch here and here. That's all he needs too. And I'll take my board. Now my board, I really want to get a good right here in the middle. It's got to be really good and smooth. So I want to get a really good clear coat. And I like to be able to differentiate the damn tail from the nose, and I feel like that's kind of getting lost a little bit. Maybe FA is still doing it, but they are still doing it. But I like a fat nose, you know. So, but I've got, you know, pointies, you know, I've got symmetricals, all kinds of shit, you know, shapes. You can make whatever anybody wants. Line it up, bam, and I you know, I can move my registration here, lock it in, boom. And then the thing that really, so these are all 3D printed squeegee holders. That's my squeegee rubber. It's pretty expensive shit. But it's like, you know, how the fuck can you print a fucking skateboard with a flat fucking squeegee, right?
Right.
I mean, look at that. That's way down there. So, this is completely my own design. I came up with that, a curved fucking squeegee. So when I pull, guess what? It's following the contours of the fucking skateboard, you know? And that took me a minute, but I finally got it dialed in pretty decent. It's not 100%, but dude, you're printing on a concave surface. Screen printing was meant to print on a fucking flat surface, so, you know, now I'm on the edges, you know, and I've got to press like, a day of screen printing of this shit, pulling this, my shit, because I am wore out. That's the biggest thing is, you know, you got to have good tension on screens. You know, it's like sometimes they'll have some baggy corners, and you know, that'll affect your registration. You know, which I'm trying, you know, not to put anything on skateboards that use really tight registration because, you know, it's a bitch. But yeah, like you can feel it up in here in the corner. It's really loose. Where in the middle, I mean, it's better. But yeah, and that concludes our tour of the basement.
How it's made. Sacred Skateboards.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, I mean, once I get fucking more motivated, I can do some more shit. It's just finding the motivation, you know? I'm kind of like, you know, when you first start doing something, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm fucking like rock hard, I'm fucking gonna start nailing this shit out. It's like a great business idea, and then you're like, God, I can't fucking keep up, you know? It's like,
Yeah, with your day job
Yeah.
too. You're like, I gotta work more when I get
right,
home.
yeah, like so, which isn't a big deal, you know, when it's something you love doing, you know, it's worth doing, you know?
Skateboarding is cool.
It is.